Hey everybody, this is Keith with Let Me Try to Fix It 5000. I wanted to go over a couple things with you guys and let you know how much it actually costs to repair this truck. It was a awesome project, really fun to do, and it's an awesome truck. I bought this truck online. It was on eBay, and I spent $14,000 on this truck. When the title came in the mail, it actually was a Copart truck. It was sold through 74 Auto LLC out of Missouri, and when I got the truck, this is what I paid for it. I did arrange shipping through them, and with shipping, I was able to get a pretty good price. The dealer that I bought it from, they agreed to ship the truck from Missouri to North Carolina for $700. I wanted to go through some of the cost of getting this thing fixed. So being this is a salvage truck and did need some repairs, I thought a good place to start would probably be with the safety. The total cost in safety related things for this truck totaled a little over $1,000. I did factor in the steering wheel, and I could have found a steering wheel quite a bit cheaper, but I did like the look of the carbon fiber steering wheel that I purchased for the truck. I think it looks freaking awesome. So anyway, $375 for it. Obviously, the airbag on the driver's side popped, so I also replaced it at a price of $179. Underneath the airbag is an item called the airbag clock spring, and it's basically the wiring for the airbag that goes from the steering column to the airbag and the steering wheel. I needed to replace that. That was $64.95. Also on the truck, the driver's side seatbelt male side and driver's side seatbelt receiver side both needed to be replaced. Up in the front of the truck, the airbag impact sensor was completely destroyed from the wreck. So that was completely unsalvageable, but I did find one of them at a Ford vendor for $60.97. I also had to send off the airbag sensor underneath the center console and have it reprogrammed at a cost of $40. Front brakes were changed. I replaced a pigtail on a wire for $20. And I also included the seat control cover and the seatbelt plastic cover on the driver's seat. They weren't with the truck when I got it, but being they concealed the seat belt, I thought I would include them in this portion of the list as well. Before any of the external body could be reassembled, it was important to take care of the things underneath the hood before we could get everything together. The driver's side inner fender liner, I paid $100 for one of them from a Ford vendor. The air conditioner condenser carrier, I paid $37.84 for. I spent a lot of money on hardware. I opted for stainless steel hardware because I knew that would probably last forever. Also needed a lower frame insulator, a hood grill bracket, the passenger side radiator rubber air baffle, and the driver's side radiator rubber air baffle, hood bumper, and a marker light adapter. The total price for all of these items came to a little over $300. Once everything under the hood was taken care of, it was time to move on to the exterior of the truck. The total cost in fixing the exterior amounted to almost $3,600. The biggest expense there was the front steel bumper, which I paid about $889 for. That did not include shipping. I also spent $554 on a new tonneau cover. The tonneau cover that originally came on the truck was ripped up, and I wanted to replace it with something that looked nice. The Ford grille on the front of the truck was also cracked in half. I bought a brand new one for $547. I believe it was free shipping. The upper front plastic bumper, which goes over top of the steel bumper, was $525. I also purchased a set of Ford HD2 running boards from an online vendor. I knew I didn't want the original style headlights on the truck, and I wanted to go with something a little bit different. I looked around on eBay and ultimately found a set of aftermarket headlights that looked pretty sharp. Paint and clear coat was next on the list at $170. I know that's a little bit cheap considering how much work had to be done. My father paints, and he was able to take care of a lot of the labor for me. We painted the fender, the door, and the upper bumper. The paint job came out looking really good. I couldn't be more satisfied with the way it looks. There were a few other things that we had to get, like the SVT nameplate, the driver door belt molding, which goes just below the window, and I also needed a center cap for one of the wheels. On the inside of the truck, there were a few things that needed to be taken care of as well. The center console panel around the shifter, I paid $125 for one of those used on eBay. I also purchased Ford SVT rubber floor mats for $115. The crazy thing is I could have got Ford F-150 floor mats that looked almost identical for probably half the price, but that little SVT was what I was after. There was a center console left panel enclosure that was $93. Without it, the center console looked incomplete. The rear driver's side door scuff plate was missing from the truck. I bought one of those for $19. The gear shift bezel that goes around the gear selector in the center console was $9.72. And as of the recording of this video, I'm still waiting on that part. Strangely enough, in the driver's side door, the door lock cylinder lock rod was missing. I don't know what's going on there. Someone decided to start working on the door for some reason and lost the lock rod. Anyway, that was $3.26. Going through so many vendors to purchase parts for this truck and spending the most of the money online meant there was a lot of money in shipping. Shipping for the truck takes top prize for the most expensive shipping in this category. $700 for that. Shipping for that steel bumper, $239. That made that bumper a little over $1,100. Then after that, they nickel dime you for everything else. Shipping for the running boards was $25. Shipping for the inner fender liner, $20. Shipping for the SVT nameplate and the marker lamps, $14.95, and the list just goes down from there. But still, shipping alone for this truck and parts cost me a little under $1,100. Another big expense I had on this truck was stopping into the DMV to register it. It cost me $630 to register this truck. That brings the grand total to $21,000. I couldn't be happier with how this truck has turned out. I think the truck is great overall. It has been fun ordering the parts and getting what's been necessary to get this truck back together and on the road. I've enjoyed doing it, and I look forward to doing it to another truck very soon. Some interesting numbers when it comes to getting this truck back on the road. Locally, I spent about $900 on expenses when it comes to this truck. That was mostly registration and some parts spent locally. I think the paint we bought locally as well. Online, I spent $6,118 buying parts to get this thing ready. If you want to see where this money went state by state, this was kind of interesting. 21% of this truck's repair cost came from North Carolina. 25% of this repair cost came from California. $1,254 of this truck's cost came from Missouri. Rhode Island got 9% of the sale of the parts necessary to fix this truck. 9% of the repair cost came from the state of Rhode Island. So getting this truck back on the road cost me about $7,000 total. But finding a Ford Raptor crew cab for $21,000 is still a bargain. Hope this was helpful. If you'd like to know more about this, make sure you click and subscribe. Thanks.